I'm doing a fitness model competition in October at the Brisbane Health Expo. Yeah. I'll be up against like 20-year-olds. It'll be interesting.
How old are you?
17.
I can't believe you're 17.
I got asked if I was on roids the other week.
Yeah. That's just jealousy.
Yeah, no, he was like, oh, how old are you? And I said, oh, 17. And I was in there. I went and grabbed a banana and I saw him at the counter. And he was like, I said, oh, you're not the first one to be surprised my age. And then he said, oh, you want test? I was like, nah, fuck that. And then he said, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I wasn't offended. I was like, yeah, thanks.
What's up guys, I'm back with a fresh cut bringing you a walkthrough of my back workout. Right here I'm just doing some foam rolling, cracking my back a little bit, trying to mobilize that thoracic spine, well my whole spine actually. Now against the controversial belief that you shouldn't foam roll before your workout, you should foam roll after your workout, this is more of a fix-up sort of thing where I'm trying to mobilize myself for the deadlift, so I'm not really thinking about any isolation work at this point, and I'll warm up after this. So it's more, I fix it up so that I can warm it up properly. So I'm just loosening up the lats here, trying to release my shoulder blades a little bit, and man, that's a good haircut. Anyway. After this I moved on to my chest because I wanted to loosen up the muscles at the front of my body because they're the ones responsible for allowing my shoulders to retract. You know, you got to think about these things when you're training back. I see a lot of people that they don't even train their back right. They're not even retracting their scapula when they do it. And again, like I said, I'm just fixing up here, so I moved on to foam rolling my hamstrings. And after this I did a little bit of quad foam rolling to try and release my quads because my knees been giving me a bit of trouble. You'll see that in a moment. Now right here is sort of my own thing that I do on a foam roll. I've never really seen anyone else do it. It's like active release, where you start the foam rolling with the muscle fully lengthened at the bottom, and then as you come up you stretch the muscle, and the way I see it, it's like active release, and it just helps release any tension in there and let blood and energy get to the muscle, kind of turns the muscle on. Now we get into the warming up. Before this I did a minute on the rower just to warm up my back a little. Right now I'm doing shoulder dislocations just to warm up the shoulder girdle. I believe I did like 10 of these. And then right here I moved on to sort of a bow exercise, I guess, where you loosen up your lats a bit, and with this you might want to stretch out your traps first, because if one trap's higher I've found that I can't stretch that lat quite the same, so try and keep your shoulders down and then just lean into the stretch, hold it for about a minute. You might even feel some tingly sensation in your arms. I kind of like that. I feel like that means it's working. What we got next? We got goblin squats, just with a kettlebell. Try and load up the core a bit with the anterior load on my body. Also warms up the quads and hamstrings a little bit. My knee was actually hurting at this point. I was determined to deadlift though, so I just kind of tried to work around this knee injury. So I did a set of that, and then we'll move on to our first exercise, which is 3 sets of 3 on the deadlift. Really trying to get my deadlift up to 4 plates by the end of the year. My 1 rep max now is 160, so I'm sure I'm going to get there by the end of the year. Anyway, right here I'm just trying to stretch out my adductor a little bit because my left leg tends to medially rotate inwards, which is probably what's causing the knee pain. Anyway, here we go, second warm-up set, just with 100 kilos. I believe I did like 6 reps with this. Really trying to keep a neutral spine, which means my chin's tucked, because I have a tendency to hyperextend in my cervical spine. My form has cleaned up so much in the last 2-3 months, and along with that, so has my weight. So I'm really happy about it. In between warm-up sets, I'll do bridges or glute ham raises to kind of turn on the glutes and hamstrings, because I feel like if you can load the hamstrings properly, you can get the weight up easier, I've found in my experience. Right here is my last warm-up set. I didn't want to jump right up to 3 plates and 2 plates. I thought that was a bit of a drastic jump, so I did a last warm-up set. And here we go, first working set with 140. Last time I did 3 sets of 3, I did 140 with all sets, I think. So I thought I'd start out and see how I went. Right here, keep my legs stiff, so I like load the hamstrings, and then I sink into it, drop my shoulders, and bam, up I go. I was actually very happy with this. I was pretty much throwing this weight around. So if the last time I was struggling and this time throwing it around, that's progress. So I got a bit excited, and I decided to move up to 150. And the last time I did singles, I did 6 sets of 1, and I got 150 for 1 after I hit my PR of 160. So you know, it was a bit of a cocky move here, trying to get 3 reps with this, but I was feeling good. Right here, I'm just trying to breathe in big gasps of air, load up my core by sucking my belly button in. Boom. Now I did hyperextend at the cervical spine a little bit there, but I believe I cleaned it up for this second rep. Load the hamstrings. Boom. Right here on the 3rd rep, I do not make it. I felt myself extending it at the neck, and I didn't want to wreck my form, so I regathered myself, tried it again, and the same thing happened. So I decided to call it quits. So I backed off a bit, down to 145 kilos. Only get 3 reps. I was a little bit fatigued at this point, because I've only been messing around with this kind of weight for the last few weeks. So I've only just picked up my form, which meant my weight's gone up. Here we go, 3 reps, load the hamstrings, shoulders back, up, and finish with the glutes and retracted scapula. Trying to keep that chin tucked. I'm actually very happy with my form on deadlift these days. Very good. Keen to get up to 4 plates, then I'll be messing around with the big boy weights. Moving on to the second exercise, which is pull-ups. 5 sets to failure, and then I'll do 5 sets. I'll do as many full reps as I can, and then I'll move on to negatives. Not much to explain here, you just pull yourself up. Of course, try and start by retracting your scapula. I was a bit fatigued here, so my form wasn't the best. Start out with wide grip, and when you're doing the negatives, before you jump up, make sure you retract your scapula. That way, when you get to the top, hold it, and then just try and hold that retracted scapula. Fight the resistance on the way down. And I'll do 5 sets, but I'll in between each I'll switch up my grip each set from a wider grip to a more neutral narrow grip. Do the same thing again, as many full reps as I can. I was so fatigued at this point, they weren't even really full reps. I'll admit it, I was cheating a bit. It doesn't really matter, I'm just trying to get that time and retention on the lats. Same thing, negatives. Start with the scapula retracted, jump up, fight it. Boom. I'm not even sure how that negatives on pull-ups works. I don't know, try it. I guarantee you pull-ups will go up. You know when you see yourself lifting and you see your struggling face? It's so embarrassing. Right here I'm doing some posing like I like to do in between sets. Yeah, I'm that guy in the gym. I'm posing. You gotta develop that mind-muscle connection. Right here I am just rocking out to some Architects. If you know them, we're automatically friends. If you know the metal band Architects. Moving on to the third and final exercise, because if you've watched my other videos, you know I like to keep my workouts super simple and just focus on each movement. To me that's better than all the high volume crap. I mean, I'm not saying high volume is bad, but I think you need to work up to that with your focus on each exercise. With this I did 4 sets of 8 to 10. Everyone knows how to row, well you'd think so, but you want to start out with fully protracted shoulders and then retract your scapula back and down to activate the lats, and then imagine that you're pulling through your elbow. Don't imagine that you're trying to curl it, imagine you're pulling through your elbow. And yeah, I did 4 sets 8 on that. I think the heaviest weight I did was 35 kilo dumbbells for 10. I didn't go as heavy as I should have on this, but yeah, that is the workout. And after this I did some stretching, some foam rolling, and yeah, that's it. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. Comment any thoughts you have, talk shit about me, and subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram at BenPlantFitness, where I post all sorts of shit. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.